Alright, today's video is going to be a little different and honestly a bit sad because you're finally saying goodbye to Ironsight, the free-to-play first-person shooter that gave us incredible memories over the years, and the game is finally officially shutting down on 6th of August, about a week time. And over the years I have covered this game multiple times in my channel, and this is me jumping back into the game for the very last time. And if you have played it before, you probably know what made this game so special, and if you haven't, well, let me walk you through what Ironsight was all about, how it started, what made it stand out, and why it's finally coming to an end. So Ironsight actually started getting attention around 2018, developed by Whipple Games, a South Korean studio. At the time, the game was like Call of Duty, but becoming more futuristic and moving forward with battle royale trends, and Ironsight came in hot with more grounded, classic feeling first-person shooter experience. The game initially launched on its own website with its own launcher, then later hit Steam back in 2019, making it more accessible for the global players. What was really cool about the game was that it didn't rely on popular game engines like Unreal or Unity. It actually used its custom build engine called Iron Engine, and honestly it works really great, and the game ran smooth even on low-end system, and it looks clean without being too heavy on your hardware, and this is hands down one of the reasons the game got pretty popular back in the day. One of Ironsight's biggest draw was that it was completely free to play and not in any pay to win way either, at least for the most part. You could unlock weapons and gear just by playing, and there were optional cosmetics and faster unlocks if you want to support the game with real money. And other than that, there was no loot boxes shoved down your throat, and the progression actually felt fair compared to some of the modern day free-to-play games. And that actually made this game one of the go-to pickup for a lot of the players who were burnt out in Call of Duty, and also for the people who just don't want to spend $60 every year for the same experience. Alright, when we're talking about the gameplay, this is where Ironsight really nailed it. It had that fast arcade style movement and gunplay that remind me of the golden era of multiplayer shooters, and very similar to something like Call of Duty Black Ops 2. You had sprinting, sliding, typical aim down sight with clean animations, and the time to kill was just about right without being too punishing. Weapons felt responsive, the gun sound had that satisfying punch. Combat was mostly boot on the ground, but on top of that we also got stuff like deployable drones and tech-based kill streak. You got your typical UAVs, automated turrets, even robot dogs to hunt enemies. It was very cool without being too over the top. The game launched with a decent set of maps, all with that near future military vibe, and they all were designed with tight balanced lanes, perfect for tactical play with close quarter firefights. In terms of game mode, you got your typical team deathmatch, search and destroy, domination, secure point, resource takeover. If you're in the grind, there's even a dedicated rank mode, and there were even PvE co-op missions for a while, and also a comprehensive training mode to test out your weapon builds and customizations. And talking about the weapons and the customization system, Ironsight surprisingly had a wide range of weapons like assault rifles, SMGs, snipers, shotguns, and they all are customizable. At the start, the game is giving you a bunch of basic weapons, but in order to unlock the rest of them, you have to grind the in-game currency, which you can gain just by playing the game and leveling up. It was actually a bit grindy, but there's a feature that you can actually rent some of these weapons for a few days, so you can actually test out the weapon and get the feel for it before you're buying. A very cool feature in my opinion. And of course you can tweak out your loadout with different scopes, grips, barrels, different ammo type, and of course additional cosmetic items. And on top of that, you could pick different characters and load up tactical gears like grenades, mines, or deployable shields. All in all, Ironsight was a very solid package, a smooth first-person shooter that is incredibly fun to play, but ultimately all good things come to an end. But you ask the question, why is it actually shutting down right now? Well, it's a mix of things. First of all, the player numbers started dropping, especially around 2021. A lot of people kind of move on to newer games like Call of Duty Warzone and other free-to-play shooters, and to be honest, the game had some decent new updates, seasonal content, but it's never really enough to keep the player base engaged and healthy. And of course, nowadays the game is just hanging on its last breath. And I also remember the game also went through some publishing drama. It was originally published by Area Games in the West, but they dropped support and Whipple Games took over globally, and also the server stability became a huge issue and the queue time got longer and longer. They ended up fixing most of these issues, but it was a bit too late to make a proper comeback. Even though there were dedicated fans still grinding the game out, it wasn't enough to keep the game alive financially, and according to the recent Steam post published by the developers, Ironsight will officially go offline on 6th of August 2025 and all services will be terminated. Honestly, it's really sad to see another free-to-play first-person shooter bite the dust, especially one that had such a solid foundation. And of course, Ironsight wasn't perfect, but it was good enough for most of us. It gives us a solid free-to-play alternative to Call of Duty with fast-paced arcade gunplay, slick customization, and just pure fun without any bullshit microtransaction. And for me, it was always remembered as one of those hidden gems that you could just hop in for few rounds, and it was incredibly fun to play with friends. So guys, if you have ever played Ironsight, now is your last chance to just log in and enjoy one more round before the servers goes down. And somehow if you never gave it a shot, it probably doesn't matter now, but maybe give it a go before the servers goes dark forever. And thanks for watching this final tribute to Ironsight, and let me know down in the comment section what is your best memories from the game, or maybe your favorite weapon, kill streak, map, or whatever. And if you enjoy free-to-play first-person shooter games like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I cover tons of underrated shooters and free-to-play games on this channel. I will leave you guys with some gameplay for the very last time, and I'll catch you guys soon in the next one. Stay safe.
I'm reloading!